Hello, my name is Clary Doyle and I'm from Duchesne's IT Innovation team. Today we're going to be presenting you with our solution to the final mile problem. I'm speaking to you from my home, as well as all my other teammates, as you'll see in this video, because of the current COVID-19 situation. But what's important to remember in the midst of this crisis is that people are still using public transportation. Healthcare workers, people with necessary jobs, need to use this to get to work, to get home. What's really important to remember is that no matter what's going on in our world, people are going places, and we have to work together to get them there.
Hello, my name is Alora Trotter, and I'm a junior attending Duchesne Academy. However, even before I entered the school, I had a problem to contend with. You see, Duchesne Academy is located all the way in Omaha. I live in Bellevue, and so transportation was a thing that I had to face. My mother, being a nurse, wakes up very early in the morning to go to work, so she could not give me rides. My father does not live with me here in Nebraska. He lives all the way in Montana, so I couldn't get rides from him either. And Duchesne Academy being located in Omaha and me being all the way here in Bellevue, a carpool was very hard to acquire. So naturally, my last solution was the bus. And of course I had no problem with this, but the nearest bus stop from my house was a mile away. And for the sake of my education, I felt that this was a sacrifice that I could easily make. And so every morning in my freshman year, I would get up very early, and then I would walk a mile to the bus stop, and from there, it would be a smooth ride, and I'd be able to get to Duchesne that way. However, this brings up an important problem. There are many people out there, like me, students needing to get to their campus building or their building, people needing to get to work who don't have cars or can't afford that kind of thing. And where they have the bus, but then there's always that last mile that they need to cross in order to get to their destination. And of course, in these upcoming presentations, we are going to offer a solution so that many people who have first-handedly experienced this kind of thing don't have to walk that last mile.
Even in a small city such as Omaha, no one can deny the importance of public transportation. In 2018, Americans took 9.9 billion trips using public transportation. But let's face it, Omaha caters to those who own cars. We have cheap parking, low population, and low job density. Most people have their own cars that they drive to work, and maybe they carpool with a few friends, but it's completely different from the big transportation systems that are up in cities such as San Francisco, Chicago, and New York. However, public transportation is much more sustainable than cars. First of all, if everyone's using the same bus, there are less cars on the road. Plus, it requires effective transport planning, which is my way of saying intentionality. If you can only take the bus at a certain time, you're going to be careful about not leaving something behind, because you can't just turn around, go back and get it. And you can't go back home during lunch breaks unless you plan carefully. Transportation also attracts and retains young people, because a lot of young people are paying off student debt and they're not able to afford cars. So if a city like Omaha had more public transportation, then more millennials, college-age students, would want to live here. And finally, it will boost the economy to have better public transportation. Think about it. More people, more young talent equals more business. And that's the way that we need to use our public transportation system in Omaha.
Demand for better transit is tickling upward in Omaha, especially downtown. Metro ridership has been on a steady rise and eclipsed 4.2 million trips in 2012. In 2015, Metro debuted a fully reconfigured bus network that emphasized more frequency, better night and weekend service, and direct lines through high ridership corridors and grid-style access to many parts of the city. It is only natural that Metro continues to advance the way citizens of Omaha travel in 2020 and beyond. Our new system offers a solution to the last-minute problem, an obstruction that, once alleviated, would allow Omaha Metro to once again redefine the way people like Alora travel.
That being said, something needs to change in Omaha. The current solutions are scooters, bikes, and walking to supplement the Omaha Metro bus routes. As you already know, the bus routes have problems with the final mile. However, there are problems that the other three solutions present. If you're using scooters, it's really difficult to do that if there are cracks in the road and constructions. Plus, once you get to your destination, you need to find a return point to return your scooter. With bikes, we don't have many bike lanes in Omaha, and so bikes can actually hold up traffic or present dangers to those riding them. And with walking, as along with scooters and bikes, you can't be carrying loads. That could be small children, groceries, and for people with age and disabilities, scooters, biking, and walking may not be the most practical solution. That's why my team has developed the implementation of orbitals. Orbitals are small buses that will be featured in 23 different zones in the Omaha metro area in order to transport people in neighborhoods, schools, or business districts to solve the final mile.
In recent years, Omaha Metro has made great strides to combat climate change by acquiring new vehicles that, instead of being diesel-powered, were CNG-powered or powered by natural gas. So naturally, if our orbitals were implemented, they would be CNG-powered as well. In 2018, Omaha Metro they spent about $800,000 to acquire 9 new CNG-powered vans. I bring this up because our orbitals would be about the same size and therefore the same cost, and this is an investment that Omaha Metro would have to be willing to make if our orbital plan went into action. Of course, CNG-powered vehicles are more expensive in the long run than diesel-powered vehicles, but judging on the actions that Omaha Metro has made in the past, we feel that this is an investment that they would be willing to make. Of course, another factor to contend with would be the hiring of new drivers. According to the Economic Research Institute, a bus driver now makes about $42,000 a year. So to implement our new orbitals, we would have to hire new drivers. And finally, we searched up some past sources of funding that have funded Omaha Metro in the past to implement CNG vehicles, and that includes federal grants that have been given, and the Nebraska Environmental Trust donated about $92,000 a year in 2018. So we feel that these are both sources of funding that we could look to, and of course, these are hints that there are always possible sources of funding in the future.
Many metro buses have large advertisements on the sides. At times, this can be somewhat of an eyesore. For our orbital system, we would like to stray away from using large advertisements on the sides of our buses. However, ad revenue is critical in maintaining and running the buses. This being said, we would gather our ad revenue from advertisements shown on our website and app. Some alternative ideas for advertisements include featuring local artists on the sides, highlighting local sports teams, or promoting small businesses.
The product our team created is the Complete Orbit website. Now this product is just a model for what we would actually have. We had some limitations with money, time, and at the end it was harder for us to work together, especially if we wanted to do coding because of the virus. However, this product would be a part of the Omaha Metro website. It would be adjunct.
Alright, so here's our complete orbital transportational page. So this is what you'll be greeted with when you first get onto the page. This is kind of our news and updates section, so this is just kind of a health update about the current situation here. And so after this, we'll go on to the main page, our About page, which contains an overview of the website. So the Complete Orbital System is a new system that is designed to help solve the final mile problem. It'll go into neighborhoods and be easier and more effective to use. It'll cover a large portion of area, and it'll help a lot of people, hopefully, by making their trips more affordable and effective. So this system utilizes an interactive map, which we'll see later on the services page. It covers a large portion of the urban Omaha metro area, and the cost is designed to be very effective and affordable, so tickets will only be $1.50. So now we'll go over onto the services page and see the several maps that we have here. So the first map is a Google map of Omaha. This is kind of showing the whole Omaha area, but our system will mainly utilize the eastern portion of Omaha, so more around North Omaha and that area over there, since that's the more urban portion with a lot of public transportation. This is our official zone map. What we've done to make this system effective is divide the area covered into 23 different zones with different neighborhoods and orbitals for each zone. So if you click on each marker, then you can see the name of the zone, what area it covers, where you can go to see your orbital. And so this will hopefully help people find their destinations and orbital stations much more easily. Below this, we have another official zone map, and this kind of helps break things down a bit more. You can see each different zone, each of the 23 different zones is a different color, and you can see the blue orbital paths, and then the red paths, which are more general paths. So this is our services page for the orbital website.
On the news portion of our website, we have general updates about what is going on with our products. So in case of severe weather, power outages, or other crises, updates will be posted on this page. Right now, we have a COVID-19 transportation update, as this is a huge crisis. You can click on the continue reading and you will see all the things that we have posted, especially saying what's happening with the routes and our business times. We also have links put in to where we should reference if you need any more information on the coronavirus, and it'll take you to the CDC website.
Our next tab is survey. We have the survey tab so we can address problems with each little circuit and try to improve it. So people can write their name, their email, which orbital they used, and what they liked, what they think could be improved on. And it sends an email to us so then we could look over the data and address and assess these problems they are listing. Then finally, we have a contact page, which is just to reach out if you have any other comments, questions, or concerns. And again, it's just like the survey where it's your name, email, message, submit. It sends an email to us and we can look it over.
In conclusion, orbitals offer a sustainable, practical, and cheap solution to the final mile problem. Those surveys will need to be done to improve our product, and there's definitely room for expansion and renovation. We believe the implementation of small buses is exactly what Omaha needs to get people where they need to go. Thank you so much.